Good morning and welcome to the Daily Cyber Briefing for Wednesday, the 15th of January. I'm a still rather snuffly Stephen Ridgway. It's all about patches today. Microsoft has released its monthly updates. There are 161 security vulnerabilities that have been addressed. 11 of these are critical. 149 are rated important. Yeah, I'm not going to read out a list of CVEs. You know the game. Hopefully by now you will have a robust patching process which you will be using in order to keep on top of all of this stuff. So, push out the patches as soon as you can, or at the very least, risk assess them. And as I said last month, probably said the month before, maybe even the month before that, consider what regression testing you really need. Don't overdo it at the expense of being up to date. If you keep up to date, it's easy to spot things if they go wrong. And roll those specific things back. If you spend a long time patching and you end up getting behind, and patching patches in a single event, in my experience, always used to lead to the higher probability of issues. So keeping up to date is probably a better position to be in than proving definitively that every patch you're about to roll out doesn't have any impact. Stand-up testing, obviously, and clearly, if you are running systems for operating theatres or whatever, don't patch and be damned. You could patch and be dead, or something. Oh, I don't know. That's an awful joke. Right. Shut up, Stephen, and get on with it. Whilst we are talking about patches, Ivanti has released security updates for multiple products, including Apache Avalanche, Application Control Engine, and EPM. Spoke yesterday about some Ivanti vulnerabilities. So it's on the radar of attackers. If you are using Ivanti products, definitely take a look at this. We'll post a link to CISA's recommendations for that, from which you can link out to the original Ivanti security bulletins. And similarly, Adobe. There are various security updates that have been released. Adobe broadly follows Microsoft from a timing perspective. So it either makes your life easier because, there's just one time when once a month you need to do your patching, or it may make your life considerably more difficult because everything suddenly needs to be patched at once. Don't know. Either way, have a look at those if you're using Adobe products, and many people are. Then this is something to be aware of. The products specifically addressed with patches include Photoshop, Animate, and Illustrator. Specifically, products for iPads have been patched. So if you're using any of those on an iPad, definitely need to have a look at this. If you're using any of those on any other platform, worth having a look. Just to see if there are patches in the pipeline which you need to be aware of. And then finally from me today, a very straightforward briefing today, isn't it? Right, there we are. Finally from me today, I came across an article on The Verge, although there are various other, it's been reported in various other parts of the cyber press. The FBI, in conjunction with French law enforcement, have been forcing the uninstall of malware, particular sorts of malware, known as PlugX, which is known to be it's associated with state-backed hackers from China. Now, interestingly, So the group that have been running this particular piece of malware, variously known as Mustang Panga or Mustang Panda or Twill Typhoon, and the malware itself is PlugX, and it has been seen to be infecting Windows computers in the US, Asia, and Europe since 2012. So it's a long-standing, by now well-developed piece of malware. Initial vector for infection is USB ports, operates in the background once it's installed, and provides remote access Trojan abilities and remote code execution abilities as well. So what's interesting about this, I think something that is worth us in the industry having a little think about, but at least being aware of, is that the uninstall of the malware has been forced on at least 4,500 computers by the FBI taking over some of the command and control infrastructure and then yes, that's right. Yeah, taking over command and control infrastructure and then forcing the software to effectively uninstall itself and delete any traces of itself. Now, at one level, you could say, "Haha, well done! Hack the hackers and then just disable their botnets." The other side of it is, though, do the owners of those 4,500 devices know that this has happened, and are they okay? Firstly, are they okay with federal agencies making changes, although ostensibly good changes, but they are making changes to your device? So, which does mean that they have had access to the remote access Trojan on your device. Are you confident that allowing that was the right thing to do? And secondly, you're then dependent on the FBI having done a good job in cleaning up. If they've done a really good job, you will then have no trace that this has ever been there. So you don't know. You've lost the ability to do research into what's going on via that piece of malware. You've lost the visibility of it. You've lost your forensics. Potentially, don't know, because I don't know definitively, because I've not seen exactly what they do, but according to the articles, you may well have lost the ability to do forensic analysis on what's going on there. So I'm kind of in two minds about whether this is a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, overall, you could see, yeah, okay, it's probably a good thing for most people, but state overreach. If you listen to this podcast, listen to this briefing for any length of time, you'll be well aware that state overreach is one of the things I find most concerning, especially in the areas of technology. Does this constitute state overreach? I don't know. Maybe. It certainly makes life better for less sophisticated defenders, because it just gets rid of the malware. If you, though, are well versed in the defensive arts, do you really want other people messing about with this stuff for you? I don't know. It's unclear from what I've been reading about how much interaction the owners of these devices have had with the FBI over this removal. So interesting one. Have a read, have a think. Clearly, if you've got any thoughts on this, perhaps I've taken the wrong tone with this stuff. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. We will link this article from The Verge, but there are various other articles out there talking about the same thing. Well, that's all from me for this rather foggy and gloomy Wednesday morning in Sussex. So hope you have a better day, and I will speak